Manifestation happens really fast when you let go. Period, end of story. I can manifest something today. So manifestation is three things. It's asking for something, believing you deserve it, and receiving it. $10,000. I'm attracting $10,000. If you believe you deserve $10,000, what will happen is resources and opportunities will bring that $10,000 to you. A lot of times what people do is they skip steps as far as like, I want this and I don't see it. In order to be really good at manifesting, you have to find that manifesting energy. The universe doesn't drop down to your level, low vibration. They say, come back up. 6 weeks later, she gets a bonus for $45,000. And she has the money to put down on a house.
Welcome to another episode of Life Coach Code. Today I have something truly extraordinary to share with you. This November we are organizing a summit. It's called the Superhuman Summit. It's from 11th till 14th of November, and it's a 4-day virtual event where we're promising you that during these 4 days you're going to become a superhuman. How? Each of the 4 days we are diving deep into one of the 4 fundamental pillars of a human being: the spirit, the mind, the body, and the heart. And each of the 4 days we're going to help you uncover the hidden superpower within each of these 4 fundamental pillars. We gathered over 25 experts and coaches from all around the world that will have topics to speak on, and that will have workshops that will help you uncover, understand, embody, and then learn how to harness this superpower that you carry within each of these 4 fundamental pillars. So during these 4 days, you're gonna unleash and learn how to use 4 superpowers that you're carrying within yourself. And when I say superpowers, I don't just mean in a way to make this summit sound amazing in your eyes. I literally mean superpowers that are given to you and you're not using, that are within your spirit, your mind, your body, and your heart. And I promise you that after these 4 days, you're gonna literally feel a more superhuman experience of life. You will definitely not be the same person that enters the summit. As I said, there were over 25 coaches, a lot of workshops, panels that will enable you to become part of the discussion and ask questions that you might have for the coaches and experts. There will be a lot of networking opportunities with like-minded individuals, and a lot of free gifts that each of the coaches will give to you. Be that a signed copy of their ebook. Some coaches will give their entire programs for free. Some coaches will offer you one-on-one coaching for free. So a lot of free gifts from over 25 experts. The most incredible thing about the whole summit is the price itself. All of this can be yours for less than what you would pay for one meal, or less than $40. The real value of the summit is projected to be around $30,000 if you consider that working with each of the coaches will cost you minimum $1,000. So you have over 25 experts that you will have the opportunity to work with, and also get free gifts from each of them. So the value is over the roof. You can have 2 brain cells. You will understand that the value this summit offers is over the roof, and the price is under the floor, and it's affordable for anyone. And even if you don't have time on these 4 days, the whole summit is going to be recorded, and you can get the digital recording after the summit to serve you for life. So you can have a reminder on how to use these superpowers and live a superhuman experience of life. So if you want to get on this opportunity, if you want to jump and get your 4-day pass, go to the link in the description and you can get your 4-day pass from there, or go to lifecoachcode.com/superhuman summit and you can get your 4-day pass from there. Again, over 25 coaches, workshops, 4 days of transformation, unlocking your 4 superpowers, and having a lifetime material to remind you and learn and always upgrade yourself to be superhuman. So go to the link in the description, give yourself the opportunity to be part of the summit and get your 4-day pass, or go to lifecoachcode.com/superhuman summit and you can get your 4-day pass from there. Today I have a special guest. It's one of the coaches actually that will talk on the Superhuman Summit on day 1, the Spirit. She's a master manifestor, and her clients call her Coach Mel. Her name is Melissa Acob, and I'm going to introduce her to you right now. Melissa is a transformational coach who discovered her passion for helping others during the challenges of the pandemic. She specializes in mindset and energy, guiding clients to create positivity in their lives and manifest happiness and success. Melissa's coaching goes beyond surface issues to address the root causes of self-doubt, self-sabotage, and negativity, resulting in rapid and profound transformations. Her clients experience increased self-confidence, improved relationships, and a clear path to their goals. Melissa's approach combines a deep understanding of the subconscious with energy work, affirmations, and gratitude, helping clients build a solid foundation for lasting change and achieving their goals. Today, with her, we're going to focus more on manifestation and how to manifest, how to become a superhuman manifester, which is one of the topics that we'll talk about, that she will talk about on the summit. So, Melissa, I'm honored to have you on this podcast, and I'm honored to have you on the summit. Thank you for being here, and welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be part of this platform and part of the summit. I think all the coaches that are in this summit are very passionate at what they do, and they just want to bring that resources to the people that need it.
Definitely. So let's jump right into the juicy questions that people are scratching their minds for. So
Okay.
this might be a really easy question for you, but a lot of people, I believe, don't have a defined understanding of what this means. So what is manifestation?
I think a lot of people get hooked up on the word manifestation and they think it's very woo-woo. And some people think it's very out there. Manifestation doesn't have to be something that's magical or, something that's woo-woo or something out there. Manifestation is just you attracting what you believe that you deserve. So manifestation is three things. It's asking for something, believing you deserve it, and receiving it, believing it's going to come to you and being in the receiving mode. So if you're asking for example, for money, okay, you have to ask for it. Say, I am wanting to attract, or I am attracting more money, $10,000. I'm attracting $10,000. If you believe you deserve $10,000, what will happen is resources and opportunities will bring that $10,000 to you. But a lot of people don't believe they were worthy of $10,000. So what happens is they go into the mindset of the subconscious belief saying that, yeah, I probably won't get that money. That money's really hard to get. And then you'll notice those are the limiting beliefs that you have to release for your manifestation to come in. But you manifest what you are every second of the day. If you're feeling good, you're manifesting good things. If you're not feeling good, you're not manifesting good things. It's law of attraction, it's law of energy.
So from what I'm understanding, and I love what you said and how we unpacked it, it really makes sense. So from what you said, what I'm understanding that manifesting actually is that you are priming your mind, your subconscious mind, the thing that we know is so powerful. You're priming yourself to find opportunities that will lead you to the thing that you want to manifest.
Well, you're not priming it, you're just open to it. You're allowing, you're surrendering. Okay. Manifestation is not focusing on anything. Manifestation is wanting to be clear what you want to attract and believing you can attract it. So the mindset part of it is releasing the fears or limiting beliefs you can't have it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. So, are you familiar with the concept of the field? I talked with other coaches on this podcast. Also, I think it was Tamigo, and she's a highly sensitive personality. And we touched how sensitivity can actually help you to predict certain things, that you're open to predicting certain things. Sensitive people usually tend to have this intuition about life. And we touched on the concept on the field, that there is basically the field where past, present, future, they're all happening all at once. So it's basically the field of possibilities, and we are living as a manifestation of that field, as what we are believing that we are deserving, as you said. So from this field, this reality is showing up, is resurfacing. So do you have any maybe insights on this?
Of tapping into the psychic ability or
on tapping into the field itself? Do you believe that in this concept, first of all, the past, present, future all at once, that the possibilities of it happening are existing? You just need to, like changing channels, you need to find the right channel, and when you find the right channel, the field will just manifest this reality to you.
I believe that there's no past or present with past or future without the present moment. A lot of people don't live in the present moment, and that's where they might get the feels mixed up, right? So there is a past, there is a future, but there always is a present moment. You have to live into the present moment and really feel what the present moment looks like. And then you can start tapping into what that would look like. But a lot of times what people do is they skip steps as far as like, I want this and I don't see it. Okay. And the feeling of not having it is really what you need to find out what your block is. But there definitely is the field, yes. But I feel that the most important part of that field is living in the present moment and being aware of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're telling yourself, because that moment makes the second of the past and the future. Okay. There's no past and the future without the seconds right now.
I understand. I love what you said. So the present moment is, and I agree, it's the only thing that's real that you have control over. Past was past, future is a possibility. What you decide from the present moment is how you steer your life. And this is where we are talking about manifestation. Of course, manifestation needs to be accompanied with action. Would you agree with this, right?
Absolutely. You have to be intentional at anything you want to manifest. You can't live one day and be intentional of wanting to attract something, then the next day self-sabotage it. Then what you're doing is just working, against to what you just accomplished, because you are changing your vibration. That's energy every second of the day. So in order to be really good at manifesting, you have to find that manifesting energy. So if you're manifesting something today and you're like, ooh, I felt that. I felt what I felt like when I manifested that, which was more than likely you just let it go and then you allowed it to come in. If you can master that energy of letting go and letting things come in, you'll be a super manifester.
That's so interesting. So can we dive a little deeper into this? How do you actually, because I know from my personal experience, for example, like I know the process. I know that you need to sit. I know that emotion is a big part of it. I know you need to imagine, and then you need to assign emotion to what you want to manifest and then to allow to happen. But I guess also for a lot of people, the problem is that they're not allowing enough time for this thing to manifest. So their self-doubt starts to creep in before there is any opportunity for the thing that they try to manifest occurs. So let's dive deeper into this. I want to really hear your thoughts on the mechanism of how you are letting go of expectations or whatever you need to let go of and allowing this thing to happen to you.
Well, manifestation happens really fast when you let go. Period. End of story. I can manifest something today, if I wanted to. If I let go of just the expectation of having to have it. What the problem is people don't have clarity of what they want to manifest. So in the summit, I'm going to tell you how you gain clarity of specifically of what you want to ask. What does it look like? How does it make you feel? What are the steps that you need to really organize your thoughts? When you really get clarity of what you want, there is an organization where your mind is not in chaos. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, their mind's in chaos. We're thinking how many thousands of, ideas and things a day that there's no clarity of getting rid of some of that chaoticness. So being a mindset coach, I really look like what's in the mindset. What do you want? What are your manifestations? So when I work with my clients and I get clear on what their goals are, whether it's in career or business, personal life and relationships, it is categorized in a way where they can visualize it. If you can't visualize your manifestation as a storyline, what's going to happen is you just start jumping around and that's where the limiting beliefs kick in. But the second thing is once you know what your goals are, you need to know what's really blocking your manifestations, which are your old negative storylines. This is the one process that will hold you up from any manifestation. Okay. Your limiting beliefs of believing you're not good enough, it's hard to get, you're never going to get it, you never had it, someone never gave that to you, whatever it is from 0 to 10 years old is when you're conditioned to feel the way you feel for your entire life. Anything that's from your childhood and the past conditioning, parents, teachers, from whoever they are, those are the limiting beliefs that are created because those are the energies. So for example, if I sit with you and I said, what are your manifestations? And we get clear on that, then I'm going to say, but why don't you feel you deserve that manifestation? So say, we'll take love. I don't feel love really exists. And I'm going to say, why don't you feel that? And then you're going to tell me storylines about the dynamic of how you receive love and how you watch love. And you're going to take that storyline and then try to manifest love in your present moment. There's two energies going on. One is your conscious state. I would love to attract love, unconditional love that's going to make me feel good, support and safe and all that stuff, right? And then your subconscious mind, which is running 95% of the time, is going to go through all the storylines and feelings. Now, when you think about love today and you feel that ick factor, it's not a conscious state. What it is trying to go through the storylines of when did you feel negative about the feeling of love. Those are the things that are your limiting beliefs. Those are the things that you really need to release in your mindset. And then when you do that, and you know who your authentic self is without everyone else's storylines from your past, then it's really easy to manifest because you don't have those little voices in your head.
That's so interesting that you said, and I never thought of it this way, that when we try to manifest, for example, you try to manifest certain thing, let's say you want a new car, and you really imagine how this car looks. You imagine yourself driving the car, how it feels. But I didn't consider that you're also projecting the stories that you might have in your mind of how you might get that car, or the stories that you project of how maybe what will happen after you have the car. So all these stories might be just illusionary, as you said, things you learned while you were from 0 to 10. You learn from parents or family or teachers, and you're projecting this energy onto what you're trying to manifest, and this is creating a conflict. You believe it's a certain way to get this thing, but actually in reality you need to let go of what you think is the way and allow whatever the way is to come.
Yeah. If you were taught that a car takes a lot of money and it takes a lot of work and a lot of hard work to get a car, you know what you're going to do? You're going to have the belief of, I need to make a lot of money to get the car I want. And that's going to be your storyline. But that's not really your storyline. That is somebody else's storyline that you created to be your storyline. And it's like the ancestral storylines that keep on recycling in the lifeline of the families. Someone needs to come and say, stop. And I'm the coach that helps you do that. I'm going to stop the ancestral cycles that keep on running, because you're going to pass that down to your child and so on and so on until someone says stop. But really, what is buying a car? I like a car. I see this car I could see I could afford it. And what you start doing when you visualizing how you're going to make this work, you're not working off of old storylines. You're not working off of old habits. You're working off of what you believe can be accomplished for yourself. So we all are not authentic people until we really figure out what are the storylines we're attaching ourselves to.
That's super powerful, by the way. So what happens if, for example, you manifest something, but it comes to your life in a way that you didn't really want it to come? It maybe brings with itself a different set of problems. Is there a way to maybe shield yourself from such things?
Clarity of what you want to manifest. I'll tell you a story, okay? I moved into this condo 6 years ago, and I said it had old tile and old cabinets in the kitchen. I said, I want a new kitchen. I didn't say how I wanted a new kitchen. So I went on vacation, and as I went on vacation, the my sink in my kitchen overflowed I don't know how many times. I came back to a water situation which turned into toxic mold. Turned to a toxic mold situation, which became a 6 months out of my condo that I just bought like less than a year ago. And what happened at the end, I got my brand new kitchen. Okay, I manifested that because the thought was out there to the universe. The universe was listening. And this was before I became a coach. And then so I remember that if I'm to do anything, I'm going to make it clear how it's going to come in. So say I want to do new bathrooms or remodel my bathrooms. You know, it would be so nice to remodel my bathrooms when I have money, when I have time, when it's not a disturbance to my business, and when I can afford it. Okay, that is clarity on my manifestation. So nothing's going to happen to my bathrooms now that are going to put me out, and then I have to go to a coffee shop to do my coaching sessions. You see what I mean? It's really being crisp and clear. And a lot of people say manifestation, oh, you're too picky. I said, no, the universe doesn't know what you want unless you tell them. And then there's a vibration that goes with it. I deserve a new kitchen, right? But then there was no clarity. But then here it came because I felt like I deserved a new kitchen. I was like, I deserve a new kitchen. So that's exactly what I got. But it wasn't the way I wanted it to be because I wasn't clear of how I wanted it to happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So how much clear do you need to be? For example, let's take the example of having a new car.
Okay.
Just having a new car, it can come in any way. Like your old car can break and you will need to buy a new car. But let's say you are clear, I want to have a new car, I want to be able to buy the new car, not lose the old car, and go to this store, I need to buy it from this store, and I need to get, so this is okay, some clarity. But can we go, like if we go a step further, let's say I'm gonna get the money from here, and then I'm gonna go and use this money to buy this car exactly in this way, this day. Isn't that a plan? Like, where is the distinction between?
What I heard in a lot of that is you're trying to control the narrative. All you're saying is, I would like abundance to afford a car that is going to be reliable for at least 10 years, that is going to be this type of car, and I'm going to get the abundance however I get it, where I can afford it. It's going to be reliable and it's not going to cause me problems. That's manifestation. What you did was saying, I'm going to get a car, the money going to come from here. So you're controlling the narrative. You don't need to know where the money comes from, right? You could get a bonus for $7,000 and then now you have a down payment on a car. You didn't know you were going to get that, but you just manifested that the abundance was going to come. So the way you do it is not of a controlling way, is to be really open. So I would like a luxury car. I would love that it would be in blue. I would love that it would be in one of these lots that are by me, so I don't have to try to drive hard to get it, right? I would love that it would be so reliable that I don't have a lot of problems with it. I would love that it's not going to break my bank, my budget, because I love to be in luxury and I deserve to be in luxury. That is the manifestation right there. You see what I mean? So I kind of made it open because you didn't leave anything for openness. You left, it had to be this way, this way, this way. So what happens is when the universe is trying to give you that law of attraction, you're putting in blocks for them instead of saying the abundance can come however it wants, but I would love a reliable car that lasts me a long time. Okay, so more than likely, you're going to get the 5, the 7, the 10 years out of that car without a lot of issues. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, it makes so much sense. And from what I'm hearing, that you say that you're attaching emotion to everything that you say. I want to feel like this. I want to feel like, so how much important emotion is to what you're trying to manifest?
Emotion is everything. That's energy. The way you feel, the way the manifestation makes you feel, the way you have gratitude about things is going to heighten your manifestation energy. It's going to heighten your manifestation powers. And when you get to there, that's when the psychic abilities come in. This is where your intuition starts, getting heightened as well, because you start living in a different energy. When you start living in a different energy from the energy that you live now, you're going to see a lot of things, think a lot of things a little differently, and your intuition is going to be spot on. A lot of people don't want to tap into that because it's not a 3D thing. They're like, oh, manifestation, spirituality, that's a 5D thing. I said, it's more powerful than the 3D, because look at all of us. We're not happy. The only people that are really tapping into the mindset and spirituality are the people that are happy on this planet. Not the people that are sitting there going, where is it? Why am I getting? I never get what I want. Then they just restir and recycle those negative energies, but those are from past stories. Those aren't not actual present stories, conscious stories. So the way the mindset works is 95% are going to be your old storylines. That's functioning on the back end, right? 5% is going to be your conscious state. So when you have a conscious thought, where does your mind drift? Does it go to positive or negative? If it goes to negative, then there's something that needs to be healed in your old storyline.
So it's like putting your gas pedal and also the brake at the same time. If you have something within your subconscious mind that's maybe self-sabotaging you to manifest, it's always going to work against you, no matter how much you try, you have clarity or whatever, and it's always going to show up in some way. So the first step, I guess, in order to pave your way to manifest as a superhuman is to clear your subconscious mind from BS.
Yeah. And I learned that from a manifestation course. So when I started my journey, which was 3-4 years ago, I was super negative. I was super upset. I was pissed off all the time. I wasn't feeling good. I felt like I was confident and I could get jobs done, but I didn't feel happy on the inside. I didn't have inner peace. And I wanted to manifest more money, more inner peace. And that's when I started taking courses. Before I became a coach, I took a ton of courses. And one of them was a manifestation course. And it was about visualization, creating a timeline. What does it look like? How does it make you feel? And then the brakes went halt and said, if you want to manifest anything in life, you have to heal your inner child and your past storylines. And I said, no, I don't want to do that, because I, put that kid in a closet and I said, stay there, you're safe, with all the things that I went through in my timeline as a child that I didn't like. And then I just went and, lived life as an adult. However, karmic relationships, karmic situations, things that were happening, struggles are meant to teach me that I needed to heal something. And so I learned that, like, limiting beliefs, the past trauma, the inner child is the only thing stopping you from the end light at the end of the tunnel. And this is what I teach my clients. And when you can dive into the old storylines and actually connect the dots of, I feel like I'm a failure now. Where does that come from? I feel I can't make money. Where does that come from? I feel I can't be confident or successful. Where does that come from? When they start connecting the dots, they're going, the aha moments come. They're just like, whoa, I've been holding on that for like 30 some years. I go, yeah. And that's not even your storyline, right? So let's create the new storyline without the old storyline in your head. And then when they do that, there is a shift of manifestation that comes in very quickly.
What is the key thing that you need to let go of or maybe heal? How does this work when you're healing your inner child? Like what you're focusing on? Is it letting go of certain things? Is it focusing on certain things?
You have to know your story. You have to know the root of your problem. And here's where it's difficult to do that without a mentor. If you want to find out what your root of the problem is, you have to be willing to open that part of you. And a lot of people don't have that part open. Just like I said, now that part open, I was like, I don't want to go back to the past. I don't want to heal that. I don't want to think about that, because I was like really fighting for validation, a big part of my life. And I was like, I don't want to go back there and talk about it, but I needed to know where that validation problem came from. So that's kind of the block in when people are trying to manifest. They don't know where the ick factor comes from. And so sometimes it takes a mentor to really dive in with you. What are the blockages? And that's really what I've mastered as a coach, to really find what the blockages are. Everyone has 5 to 10 storylines in their mindset of this, running around in circles, right? Not feeling good enough. At the end of the day, what it is people don't feel good enough to have things, but they're in different storylines. So it's not going to be like you want a car today. You're like, oh, I remember my dad that said this or whatever it was. You're going to buy a car today and you're going like, I don't feel good enough to have it. And so if you don't feel good enough to have it, how can you manifest it? You have to get there to feel good enough.
Let's give to people a real scenario, because we are talking about a lot of abstract things that people might not really put into practice because just like they're not bridging them to real situations. So let's say someone really wants to buy a car, and in their bank account at this moment they really don't have money to buy this. How will you work with them? What will you do? They want to buy a car tomorrow. And
that's not realistic. Manifestation has to be realistic too.
So it has to be.
So it has to be something. A goal is a plan. Okay, so you write down your goal. When would you like to buy the car? Tomorrow? I'm just going to tell you, well, that's just not realistic, because your mindset is not going to allow you anyways to manifest that. I said, what if you bought a car in the next 30 days? Okay, what would the steps to get that car would be? I would look at my budget. I would see if I'm actually spending too much money somewhere else where I can spend so much money somewhere there. Or maybe I can, maybe I can do something else that's going to create abundance, but you're also open to abundance, right? You have to be very realistic when you're making manifestations. If you were to say, I'm going to buy a car tomorrow and I'm just going to manifest it, that's not a reality, because you're not feeling it, right? If you're feeling it, you already have the cash in hand. You're like, I'm going to buy a car today and here's the cash in my hand and I'm going to go to the dealership, and that's a dealership I'm going to go to. You You see what I mean? That's
Yeah.
manifestation.
Do you believe in some way your mind or your spirit knows the exact way how you can get a car? So if it sees a possibility, then you can align yourself with this possibility and feel it and really make it happen.
The universe does not bring you things. The universe aligns with your energy, and your energy is your manifestation. So as you build your energy up of believing you deserve the car and you did all the steps you needed to get that car and you're open to possibilities, here it comes. Okay. When you start dropping your vibration, saying, man, it's already been 30 days, that car is not coming, then what it's going to be, it's going to be snail mail to you. Okay. The universe doesn't drop down to your level, low vibration. They say, come back up. And I can tell you, every manifestation that happens that you bring into your life is never the way you think it's going to come in. It doesn't come in the way you want it to come in. It's like, oh, I want a car and I want it this way. You could be driving with somebody and then all of a sudden you see a car on the side of the road, that's your price. And it's not at the dealership that you thought it would be, but you have the money and you're like, that is my car. Do you see what I mean? That is also manifestation because you're driving to see that car. A lot of people don't believe in that there's signs and synchronicities everywhere. There is. If you're more, and I'm talking about 1111, the spirit, that's being spiritually, which means spiritual vibration, which means awakening the perfect version of yourself is spirituality. The other spirituality is law of attraction. As you feel good about yourself and as you are your higher self, you cannot not attract things. You just have to be really clear of what you want to attract.
That's so profound what you said. And I love that you mentioned that you need to be spiritual and you need to raise your frequency. Basically, the universe doesn't need to lower its frequency for you. It doesn't do it. You need to reach out to the frequency or to the, let's call it the channel that you want to watch in your reality, in your movie, in your life. And you mentioned before the 5D, the 3D world, and you're mentioning that the universe is allowing you. So I just want to pick your mind on these topics. Can you explain for somebody that's, let's say, it's watching and these terms sound woo-woo for them? Can you explain in a way, like if you can, if not, it's completely okay, in a way to help them understand what you mean when you say the universe, when you say 5D, 3D, etc.
Yeah. 5D just means something that you can't see. 3D is us on the planet. 5D is something that's in the universe. So as I say universe, it doesn't matter what you call it, universe, God, you have to believe in a higher source of abundance to attract it. People cannot manifest just by themselves. Even if they think they are, they're also connecting to a higher source of abundance. So that's when I say universe, but it doesn't have to be called universe. It just has to be a higher source of abundance. And if you can believe in that there's a higher source of abundance, because I coach a lot of people that are not spiritual, and they're like, I want to tap into that. I want to try to tap into that. And they open to themselves to a higher source of abundance. Then what happens is they start manifesting. They go, I can't even catch up with the amount of abundance that's coming in my life. I go, because you're open to something that you don't see. Okay. And that's what spirituality is that I deserve something. I am spiritual. Spirituality is a feeling, is an energy. And that's all it is. Yeah.
I completely agree. And it's so everyone believes praying, no matter what religion you are, is in a way asking for something to manifest, right? So there is certain practices that people use for years that are part of religion that are in the forms of manifestation practices. Whether your spirituality in itself is the foundation of every religion is trying to tap into this, as you say, God or the universe or the grand intelligence or whatever you're calling it, the thing that made everything exist, right? The force of everything, behind everything. So if you're able to tap into that, that's what you're meaning the universe. Though that thing has the power of everything, right? That thing is omnipresent, omnipowerful.
You don't have to be religious to tap into spirituality.
Exactly, that's my point. I'm not saying religious. I'm saying that spirituality is the underlying framework for every religion. So you don't need to be religious to be spiritual, right?
Exactly. It's being your higher self. That's all it is. Spirituality is tapping into the perfect version that's already in you. When you remove your limiting beliefs and your old storylines, you will tap into that. And as you become a spiritual, high vibrational being, that's when it's easy to manifest.
Beautiful. And for 5D, I just want to mention my how I'm looking at 5D. So 3D, if you say 3D is 3 dimensions, it's, you know, there are 3 dimensions of reality. Every object is 3 dimensional that you can touch. 4D is time, basically, past, present, future. So the timeline that you're saying. 5D is accessible when you come to the present moment, and it's basically all the things that happen to you till this moment, and from this moment all the possible realities that can happen. So 5D is in a way your spirit and all the possibilities that your spirit can allow you to have. So when you tap into fifth dimension, you're tapping into the dimension that it's taking in consideration your past till now. So it's this reality, but what this reality can also become from now on.
Absolutely. Yep, you got spot on.
So can you give us maybe a little example of some client that you had that went through your coaching and that they learned how to manifest and that something happened in their life?
Oh, I feel like all of my clients manifest things. We'll talk about buying something. So I had a client, and this was before I was doing business coaches. This was only in self-development. She had a career, and she wanted to, I've actually had 2 people manifest their dream house, and she wanted to manifest a house. And I said, well, how much money and where would this house be and what would it look like and how many bedrooms? We got really pristine on the details of this house. And I said, how much money would you need to get this house? And then we were just working on that. We worked on her limiting beliefs about money mindset, because a lot of times when we think we want something, money mindset is a big issue, is one of the blocks. So we worked on her self-development, her money mindset, her self-love. And then 6 weeks later, she gets a bonus for $45,000. And she has the money to put down on a house. And she's living in her house now.
It's so profound. I believe this type of situations and events, especially from people like you that are an authority and an expert on this subject and can confirm that they are real, are so important for people to actually start believing in the power of manifestation, because a lot of people dabble with it and a lot of people just try it and don't give it enough time, and they don't believe it works. So it doesn't work because they don't believe it works. So this is so important to know that there, as you say, every client that works with you has a profound transformation and they manifest the things they want to manifest. So if people want to start working with you, where they can find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn at Melissa Acob, or they can find me on my website at soulvibeandenergyhigh.com. And I also offer a 30-minute free Zoom call. So I coach all over the world. So we can connect and really talk about goals and challenges and find out what your blocks are, what really is stopping you from manifesting good things.
Perfect. We're going to put all the links for Mel in the description. So if you want to get in touch with her, just go to the links and you can find her, and you can just get your 30 minutes free consultation. See if it works. If you can work together, then good. If not, it's also good. So just get in touch with her if you're interested in manifestation. Another question, and we're going to finish up. I'm going to try to summarize everything we said. Can you give us a glimpse of what your talk is going to be on the Superhuman Summit?
I'm going to give you 4 steps. So if you don't want it, if you just want to learn, come 11/11. 11/11 is a portal day, is a manifestation portal day. I'm going to teach you the 4 steps to manifest like a superhuman. So what those are, I'm not going to tell you now because I want people to join, but I'm going to also answer questions at the end. But I'm going to talk a little bit about what we talked today, but really give you the 4 steps of what you need to do to manifest things in your reality today.
That's so exciting. We're going to keep the 4 steps a secret. So anybody that wants to discover the 4 steps, they can come to the Superhuman Summit. Again, everything we spoke about today is just a glimpse, a tiny hint of what your real superpower that's hidden within your spirit is. And all of this, just learning to manifest, think about how powerful and how much impactful can be in your life. You can literally make your dreams come true like this. Like you have a genie that can make these wishes come true for you. So this is what you're going to learn on the summit. This is what we're offering. And this is just one of the 25 other equally powerful topics and workshops that you will do and learn and put these puzzle pieces together so you can uncover the 4 superpowers hidden within your 4 fundamental pillars. So the value is immense, it's life-changing, it's transformative. You will never find anywhere else value as this for the price that we're offering. For less than $40, all of this is yours. Less than what you would pay for one meal, you get this opportunity. So go to the link in the description, get your 4-day pass, make yourself a service, and you will thank us later. You will not regret it. Or go to lifecoachcode.com/superhuman summit and you can get your 4-day pass from there. Again, over 25 coaches. You will have the opportunity to work with Mel personally, to ask her questions, and to find out the 4 steps to become a superhuman manifestor. Then there are, as I said, over 25 other coaches that you will work with, workshops, panel discussions, networking opportunities with like-minded individuals, and all of the coaches will give to you something for free. So the value is immense, less than $40. Go to the link in the description, get your 4-day pass from there, or go to lifecoachcode.com/superhuman summit, and we're gonna see you in the summit. Mel, thank you for being part of this podcast. For the end, do you have any practical things, maybe final words that you can share with people that they can start implementing right away to become a better manifestor in their life?
Start believing you're worthy of it, but be aware that if you don't feel good, that there's things that you need to heal, because awareness is the start of any manifestation.
And I don't want to dive deeper into it, but how do you start believing it? Are there some things that you can do? Maybe you find the beliefs
and that's where the whole summit comes into play there.
Okay,
Come
so
to the summit, and I'm going to teach you what those 4 things are. This is like where it's going to happen. So if you're really interested on manifesting, starting to manifest, one of the most powerful manifesting, days there are, portal 1111. Come to the summit, sign up. Like you said, it's less than $40 for 4 days. That's like $10 a day. That's like buying like something at Starbucks. So get there, because there's so many people that want to help people just become their higher selves, and that's the way to start.
Beautiful. So on 11/11, learn how to be the best manifestor that you can be.
Absolutely.
Get your 4-day pass on the link in the description. Also, you can find all the details about Mel and where you can get in touch with her in the link in the description. And thank you for watching. Thank you, Mel, for being part of this podcast. And
Thank you so much.
see you in the next episode.